muscling. They call it weak when you're not muscling. They call it weak when you're not muscling. They call it weak when you're not muscling. They call it.
What's up, sports fans? Man, I'm FanDuel Zaya with the WTP Sports Dudes, man, and we here bringing you another episode of 12 Roads to the to a Title. I got my man SEC Sean in the building. What's up, SEC Sean? How you feeling?
Nervous.
What you nervous about?
Man, look, we got all these playoffs coming up, a crazy week that just happened. Just one of them things, man. One of them things. I want to be right. I want to have it right so that we, like, the people that are watching, subscribing, and listening, they actually think we know what we're talking about.
I feel that. Yeah, man. You know it's gonna go how it's gonna go, though. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, let's get to it. But before we get to it, man, you know we got to shout out the crew, man. Every channel down there is at the bottom. Go like, comment, subscribe. You got Rod with WTP for Life. You got JoJo Mossberg with Level Up Sports 10. You got Parlay Po of the Blitzburg podcast, Post Game of the Post Game 86 podcast, and of course City League TV. You can find him on YouTube and Facebook at City League TV. Man, listen, we had a crazy week, you know, and you know we're just gonna go ahead and get into it, man. We're going to pull your bracket first. Got your bracket right here. Go ahead and tell us about your first four teams out.
The first four out, I've got. I had to go back and relook. I've got Texas, Michigan, Vanderbilt, and Miami out. Miami would be, I guess, 16 in my ranking. The loss to SMU, I think 2 losses hurts them. We're going to see what goes from here. But I think Miami's going to drop another game still too. Vandy looked bad against Texas. Came back and made it close, but Vandy has a potential to win out. So I've got them out for now, but they'd be one I would watch to sneak back in. Michigan's just rolling along, winning games. I think if they continue to win, it's going to come down to that game at the end of the season for them. Could be a make or break for them. So right now I've got them out. And then Texas. If Texas wins out, they're in. But I don't see Texas winning out, so I've got them as the first one out right now. Had a nice top 10 win this weekend against Vandy. The offense actually looked better. Whether that's Texas's offense or Vandy's defense, I don't know.
Right.
But to me, Texas would be the first one out. As of this week, as of right now, where we're sitting, that's where I have my first 4.
Yeah. All right. At number 12, coming in, you got Memphis. Go ahead and speak about Memphis being right there in that 12 spot.
Well, they own the tiebreaker over USF. Navy's loss to North Texas hurt them. I think Memphis is going to be the Group of 5 champion. I think they're going to win that conference and go on. So that's why I've got them at 12.
All right, at 11, Virginia. Out of the ACC, that's your first ACC team.
Only ACC team. I only see the ACC getting one with Georgia Tech's loss this past week. I mean, even if right now Virginia's the head of the pack over there. But that ACC, I could see Virginia losing a game. Louisville could trip up there. There's just so many different things that right now, I just feel like Virginia has earned the right for this spot because they're undefeated in conference.
Right.
They're the only one undefeated. So for me, and to me, with Miami's loss and Georgia Tech's loss, I think the ACC shifted to a one bid league. Could get two eventually, but I think they're a one bid right now.
Yeah, I agree. At 10 and 9, you have Big 12 foe and an SEC foe. Go ahead and speak about 10 and 9.
Texas Tech just continues to impress. I think right now I've got them as the second best team in the Big 12. Obviously, big matchup this week with BYU, who we'll get to in a few minutes. But I think those two have pretty much separated as the 1 and 2 in the Big 12. Based on how things shake out, I think those would be two teams that would get in from the Big 12. I think that shifted to a 2-bid league when the ACC shifted to a 1. I see 3 bids coming out of those two leagues. It's going to be 1 and 2 or 2 and 1, however you want to break it.
Yeah.
Ole Miss, I've got them as the 4th rated team out of the SEC. I think that they'd get a 9 seed because I think the 5, 6, 7, and 8 would be more of your conference winners and teams with maybe a better resume than Ole Miss.
Mm-hmm. At 8, you got Notre Dame.
Yeah, I think Notre Dame's passed all their tests. I know that looks weird to have Miami out and Notre Dame in because Miami has the head-to-head with them. I think Notre Dame wins out and goes 10 and 2, and it knows I can't make any scenario up that a 10 and 2 Notre Dame team is not in this playoff. Now, if Miami goes 10 and 2, now we're going to have a discussion. But until that happens, we'll see. But I just think that's about right for Notre Dame. They don't have the toughest schedule, and they did lose the 2 toughest games on their schedule.
Yeah. But I think the fact that they lost those games early helps their cause. You spoke on the Miami thing. You got to be playing well later in the season. I feel like they'll take it more of an impact if you're playing well later in the season than rather the latter, which is early in the year. So I think that's I think if the shoe were on the other foot and you swapped Notre Dame and Miami would be well enough to be right there. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
Hey, that's why you got to keep getting better because you never know what's going to happen.
That's I've said it before. It's like A&M under Jimbo Fisher. You peak, you can look great in September, October.
Facts.
It's made in November. So we'll see, but that's just where I'm at with Notre Dame. Plus 2 losses to a top 5 and then what is now a top 5 team. It's not like A&M fell apart and that loss looks worse now. It's as bad as it is, it's a good loss.
Right. At 7, you went with a Big Ten school. I'm assuming you got 3 Big Ten teams, if I'm correct. So Oregon is your last Big Ten team to get into the playoffs at 7. Go ahead and speak about Oregon.
Well, I mean, Big Ten should have 3. Oregon definitely gets in. Big Ten could get 4, let's be real. But right now, to me, the Big Ten is run by 2 schools, Ohio State, Indiana. Indiana has the tiebreaker with Oregon. Ohio State doesn't play Oregon.
Right.
So unless Indiana slips up twice, Oregon's not going to be in the conference championship game. So to me, they'd have to be the 3rd best team in the Big Ten.
I don't see
Now,
no.
I don't know how the tiebreaker would work with Ohio State and Oregon since they don't play each other.
You talking about for like the Big Ten championship?
Say Ohio State drops a game to Michigan or whoever, and Oregon and Ohio State finish with one conference loss each. Who goes to the championship game? Is it the highest ranked team?
It's who. I think the first one is head to head, of course, but since they don't play each other, I think they go to whichever team wasn't there most recent.
So it'd be Oregon because y'all were both there last year, right?
No, we weren't there.
Oh, that's right. That's right. It was
Oregon. It was Penn State. Yeah,
that's right. That's right. So y'all would go.
You know, I don't know. I have to look that up though. But
Yeah.
I could be wrong. You know, but I think that's how the Big Ten used to do it. I don't remember a time of it changing. It'd probably be something weird though, like record between common opponents or something.
That's
whoever
what the SEC does after head to head.
Yeah. So I mean, I wouldn't. We just need to handle our business, you know.
Right. Right. No, for sure.
At what we at 6? At 6, you got BYU. So I guess that's your final. You got BYU winning the Big
like
12.
I said, as we're doing it, we're going through week by week. This is
what you got right now.
Right. So BYU leading the Big 12 conference.
Yeah.
Will, of course, this will definitely change with them in Texas Tech after next weekend when they play. But even if Texas Tech beats them, you almost just flop those two around, on the next week rankings. But right now, BYU, they've handled all their business. They're undefeated. It's until somebody beats them, you can't really knock them. So let's see what happens. But for right now, I've got BYU playing Texas Tech in the Big 12 title game and beating Texas Tech in the Big 12 title game.
Now, that's a more curious conversation about the Big 12 because it's a lot of those guys that got one loss.
Right.
I don't know how they're going to. I would have to look at the tiebreaker up for those two because I have to see what the parameter. Because I mean, it could be anybody. We don't like if you're not BYU right now, it could be any one of them teams. That's why we got to read up on these tiebreakers. We getting too close to not know it.
Yeah, I'll try to break into some of the tie-breaking scenarios later this week. It really won't come into play till probably after this week anyway. That we'll really need to start breaking it. But
yeah,
I'm going to start looking into them and seeing which conference has what and how. So that way the next episode we do of this, when we come to this debate, we know, okay, well, this is how they're going to separate it. So
I wish the rules were just universal, man, throughout every conference, man.
Yeah.
Like, why do everybody have a different way of judging who becomes the best team or higher seed in their conference? So
I mean, yeah, I wish it was just, this is how we're going to do it. That's it.
Right.
That'd be too easy.
At 5, you got SEC powerhouse UGA, the Georgia Bulldogs. So we got our whole first round slate filled in. Why you got Georgia at 5?
Third best team in the SEC right now, in my opinion. Championship pedigree. That G on the side of those helmets is going to give them some love from the actual committee when this comes out, I believe. Just like I believe the gold helmets have a lot of weight in that committee room, So
yeah.
I think if you're the third best team in the SEC, 5 is about where you need to slot in. I almost, to be full transparency, Oregon was 6 at one point, but then I realized that would give me Texas Tech, BYU for a third time.
Thanks.
That's why I flipped them. Because the committee, I don't see the committee would do that. So I figured, well, I'm not going to do that. So I flipped them. But that's why Georgia's there.
Yeah, that makes sense, though. we said we was gonna be mindful of that. You know what I mean?
we've tried
So
to do it. So that's why I had to flip that around.
yeah, I like how I like how you played that out. At 4, boom, your Texas A&M Aggies, man. I know you had them at number 2 last week. Why the drop?
Off a bye week, I think that if you look at when I did some more digging, because you asked me why I switched it, I think Bama's A&M has a good win at Notre Dame, but Bama went 4 consecutive weeks in the SEC playing 4 ranked teams, no breaks in between those. That's pretty impressive. I mean, it wouldn't matter if you were in the ACC, the Big 10, the Big 12. Done 4 games against 4 ranked opponents back to back is impressive.
Agree.
So to me, they leapfrogged A&M. That's why I've got A&M at 4.
Even with an undefeated record.
Yep.
Okay.
Now we've only played 2 ranked games this year. Notre Dame and LSU. We get our 3rd this week with Mizzou. And then we should have one at the end of the year with Texas. So we have a chance to bolster our resume. But when I've played 2 ranked teams, and yes, I'm undefeated against them, and you've played 4 in a row, and you've beat all 4 of them, I'm going to give the nod for right now.
I respect it.
I didn't want to, but I did.
All right, at number 3.
Yep.
Bama. Well, I guess that plays into what you was kind of just saying, 4 straight ranked games in a row. Yeah, I mean, to win all 4, this team might just be catching the right type of heat at the right moment. You building stacking games in a row now against quality opponents. At least in the eyes of the media, because you know how I feel. I don't think a lot of these SEC teams should be ranked. That's just me personally, but you still can't take away anything from Bama, man. They're just out here handling. Ever since that Florida State loss, they've been handling business.
Yep, that's exactly why they're 3.
At 2, it just skipped. Did I have OSU?
No, it just threw both of them up there. That's fine.
Okay, 2-1, Indiana, OSU. Go ahead.
OSU. Some people will say Indiana should be ahead of them, but I'm a firm believer. Ohio State has done nothing to not be number 1. They've beaten everybody they're supposed to beat and beaten them very well. Not squeaking by. I mean, there's some times, they struggled with Penn State a little bit in the first half, but then Ohio State pulled away in the second half. To me, you can't knock a team that won the national title last year and has done everything they can this year, or, they've done everything that's been in front of them. They haven't lost the game. They haven't done anything. So to me, you can't take that away from them. Has Indiana played a better schedule? Well, probably. They have a better win over Oregon. But the culmination of the whole schedule, I think Indiana slots into 2. Like I said, I feel OSU has done nothing to lose that spot. Indiana's been impressive. 4 or 5 games now, over 50 points this year. That's pretty impressive. So that's why I've got them set like that. That's just the way I look at it. I could make a case for Indiana, and you could probably argue or not. So,
yeah, I like your bracket. I think your bracket is really good. I think OSU Indiana will work itself out if they eventually meet in the Big Ten championship. So you could play that however you want it, honestly, because it's going to get settled on the field. I really have no issues with your bracket. I feel like I got the exact same teams in a different order.
We've been
So
pretty similar on this, except for maybe the first one
yeah,
we did was a little bit off. But
yeah,
I mean, it's the hardest part of this, and everybody needs to understand, is figuring out the ACC and the Big 12. The
right.
Big 10 and the SEC will lay themselves out pretty well, and in the group of five. But the group of five, we're just, I mean, who knows? So, I mean, it could wind up being North Texas. Who knows? But I mean, you pretty much know who the top, at least good 8 to 10 teams are, and then it's just kind of fill in from there with what you think.
Mm-hmm. So let's go through your matchups that you have. Let's start at the 9-8 Ole Miss Notre Dame. Who would you go with in that game? That'll be in South Bend as well.
Going with Notre Dame. Think Notre Dame would out physical, and Ole Miss has struggled with the run this year. And I think Notre Dame, we all know, can run the ball pretty well. So I think Notre Dame handles Ole Miss, and I think it's pretty wide margin too.
Okay. What about the 5-12 UGA Memphis matchup?
I think Georgia rolls Memphis. I mean, Memphis might keep it close for a little bit because this isn't that dynamic, explosive Georgia team we've seen before. But I think Georgia would just out physical them in the second half and just pull away.
Okay, this is my personal favorite matchup of your bracket that you have in the first round. Oregon, Texas Tech at 7-10.
That's in Oregon too. I think Texas Tech beats Oregon. That Texas Tech defensive line is nasty. And I think they get pressure on Oregon. And I think Texas Tech beats Oregon. I think they go up to Eugene. Eugene. And I think they shock. I don't think they blow them out. But I think they do kind of like in Indiana, 30-20, somewhere in that range type game. I think Texas Tech shocks Oregon.
When
and
this
I don't
whole
know if 7-10 is really a shock, but
when this whole playoff thing started, man, I was hoping we would see some of the lower seeds win because I thought this is what the playoff was for, to create parity like that. And we really have not seen it thus far, man. But this, if we got this matchup, a fully healthy Texas Tech team. Now they need that big boy that they missing out on right now in the middle, and they got to get the quarterback Morton. They got to get him healthy, but fully healthy, I think Texas Tech can play with just about anybody in the country.
Well, see, and a lot of people will say, but the weather up in Oregon is going to be bad. And I'm like, yeah, but you've never been to Lubbock in the winter either. It ain't real nice out there either. So,
All right, your 6-11 matchup, you have BYU, who you consider the Big 12 champ at this moment. And they'll be going up against Virginia, who will be looking like an ACC champ at the moment. Who would you go with in that game?
BYU, just mainly because it's on the road for Virginia. I think BYU would be. Virginia has just survived so many games here lately.
Right.
That's got to stop at some point. And I think if they were to make it to go out to BYU, I think BYU with that crowd, that environment, I think BYU would beat Virginia. I actually think BYU probably blows Virginia out.
Yeah, it's crazy that Virginia, and I want to say Virginia and Georgia Tech, these were the top two teams in the ACC coming in this weekend, and NC State beat both of them. Like, that means they're playing down to competition, but they're playing up to it.
But here's the question: that North Carolina State Virginia game wasn't counted as a conference game.
It wasn't?
No, Virginia's undefeated in conference.
Oh, I remember you telling me that. Why is that?
I don't
We got
know. I don't know.
we got to get to the bottom of this, man.
I'm guessing, and we'll try to look into this. I'm guessing that one of them or both of them had a game cancel. Somebody backed out of a game, and they needed to fill, and there was no other, so they went with that. I don't know. Because
Yeah,
I'm
I
like,
don't know.
wait a minute, North Carolina State beat Virginia. Why are they undefeated? Yeah. I'm going to have to dig into that a little bit.
Yeah, I'm trying to find an answer right now because
Right.
I really need to know, man. I really need to know. It's cool.
Yeah,
We'll
because now
figure
if
it
you're
out.
North Carolina State, don't you have an argument? If you're North Carolina State,
Argument about what?
we beat both of them.
Nah, because they got 4 losses.
I'm talking about conference record, though.
Yeah, I think they got 3 losses in conference though. So
I
they
thought
ain't got.
do they?
Yeah, they ain't got an argument for nothing.
Okay. I thought they only had 1 loss or 2 losses in conference.
Let's look it up real quick.
I'm getting it right now.
Yeah, nah. They're
Oh yeah, they're 2-3.
they're 2-3 in conference. You know, their 2 wins is against Virginia and Georgia. Not Virginia. Yeah, Virginia and Georgia Tech though. That's wild.
But that 2 win now, they got to win against Georgia Tech and somebody else because they didn't beat Virginia in conference.
I know, but I'm saying, oh,
Yeah.
You're right. That is right. That's right. Oh, it's Wake Forest. Okay.
Yeah.
See that just twists my brain so bad. Like I didn't know how to talk about it and say the words that's in my brain because it twists my mind up, man.
Yeah.
We definitely got to get some answers to that, man. Let me know if you find out anything, bro.
I will.
And I'll let you know if I find out anything, man. But that's crazy.
Yeah.
Man, listen. That bracket was damn near spot on the minds. We might as well just start making one bracket at this point. I feel like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's how close our brackets is in my mind. But further ado, I got my first 4 out, and I do have a typo in here. I put Candy for Vandy, so bear with me. My first team out, I got Louisville. I think after these weeks play out, that they could be the next ACC team. I think the ACC right now gets only 1 team as well. But barring Georgia Tech and Virginia losing, I feel like they can easily kind of sneak into that ACC championship game, and I wouldn't put it past them to win it. So I think that offensive dynamic, Chris Bell is I think he's a Biletnikoff candidate, and I just think when I look at comparing them to Virginia, I just figure they're more explosive on offense. When I look at Georgia Tech, I think their defense is a little bit better than Georgia Tech. So I think they got a shot to if they can get into the ACC championship to win it. They need a little help though. So, and we got to figure out what the tiebreaker is there as well. But that's why I have them as my first team out. My second team out, of course, I got Vandy. I think Vandy will lose another game. They will drop out of this spot for me. And as you can see, I got Georgia Tech, that makes 2 ACC teams right on the outside. And I mean that they're going to have teams I feel like real close to like playoff contention just because they're going to have 1 seed. I think more of their teams will be closer to the first 4 out than pretty much anybody else. And then I got OU. Believe they're 7-2, maybe 6-2, one or the other. I just think I got 4 SEC schools in my bracket. That is the 15 that I will have. I was fighting between them and Texas. And I know Texas got the head-to-head, but when I look at it, I think they got better wins when I look at their resume. So I got OU right there.
Well, if you look at the resume, you would also look at what's ahead. And Auburn, I mean, Vanderbilt has Auburn, Kentucky, and Tennessee. Texas has Georgia, somebody, A&M. So, you know, Vandy actually has a chance to win out. That Tennessee game, I think, is going to be the thing there. But it's pretty crazy, though. I mean, our brackets are probably the same, like we said. But if you look at the first four out, the only thing the same is Vanderbilt.
Yeah.
We both have different teams on the outside.
Yeah. But that's why this another thing too, though. Like it's like 8 teams for real that you can fight for and say that's the first 4 out. You know, it's just about like who you think. You know what I mean? Like really, I think the committee would probably go more SEC teams right here. But I went the route of like, okay, this conference is going to be so close. Which you see, I got 2 ACCs in there. It's going to be so close. You're going to be fine-tooth combing a piece of hair to just try to figure out which team is better. And then I just really had to go off the strength that Virginia ain't lost a game in conference yet, even though we both know they just surviving. You know what I mean?
Right. I mean,
but like, who do you think is the best team in that conference? Though I know you don't think it's Virginia.
No. I don't know. Pitt looks pretty good too.
Pitt?
I mean, you can make a claim. Pitt, Duke. I mean, good Lord, Duke looked pretty good. I mean, Miami's still hanging out there. SMU's got 1 loss. I mean, good Lord.
Yeah.
I don't know who the best is.
I don't know who the best is either, but I think the top 2 teams is Louisville and Georgia Tech. I don't know what order I would put it, but them are the 2 best teams to me. And I think they're both looking out on the outside looking in because they just don't have the strength of schedule out there.
I think Louisville would have to probably go first. I just don't trust Georgia Tech's defense.
Me either. I don't trust none of their defenses, though.
Well, that's true. That's true. I'll give you that. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. Hey, man, but at 12, man, I got the same thing, man. I got Memphis, man. We're not even going to spend a lot of time on that, man. Same thing. I think South Florida still does have a chance, though, to make this college football playoff what Memphis has remaining. They got Tulane, which is a big game. Tulane is coming off a loss, probably going to want to play a little more hungry this week. That's going to be a good one. They still got Navy on the schedule, so they still got, and I think they still play UTSA if I'm not mistaken. You know, UTSA. Yeah, okay. And like UTSA, if I'm not mistaken, UTSA, I think they'll give them a good fight as well. So I think out of all the teams, really, Memphis got the hardest path in that conference.
Yeah, I'm pretty much going to eliminate Navy. They were in consideration for a little bit, but they still got Notre Dame. I know that's not a conference game, but that's going to be a loss. That's going to pretty much sink them, unless they win the conference, of course.
I don't think necessarily that a loss will sink them because South Florida got 2 losses, and I don't think they're sunken.
Well, see, Memphis has Tulane, East Carolina, and Navy.
Okay, it's East Carolina. Okay, I think they'll beat East Carolina handily.
The easiest path is North Texas. North Texas has UAB, Rice, and Temple.
And they got 1 loss, right?
Right, the 2 USF.
Okay. That is my fault. Tulane I think North Texas actually got the leg up because I could see Memphis losing, and even though USF has that head-to-head win over them, it was like 63-36 or something crazy like that.
Crazy.
Right? Even though they got that head-to-head with them, I think that second loss is still, you got Throughts. You got trashed by 30 plus points already. We haven't seen. They'll be like, I feel like North Texas. We ain't seen y'all's best shot against a Power 4 school or something. And just go ahead and give them a nod.
Yeah, because South Florida got UTSA, then Navy, then UAB, and then Rice.
Yeah, they should be able to. They should be able to win all them games, though.
Yeah, that's pretty much where it sits. I mean, well, Eastern Carolina's sitting there at 3-1 in the conference too.
Yeah, I seen East Carolina though. I'm not a fan.
No, I think East Carolina loses 2 of their next 4.
Yeah.
So that'll pretty much give us a breakdown on the group of 5. You got Tech at 11.
Yeah, I got Tech at 11. I went with 2 Big 12 teams. I'm pretty sure you can notice that right now. I think the proof is in the pudding between ACC and Big 12. They understand that these are the 2 weakest conferences. So since Tech is the second best Big 12 team, and I feel like the ACC only gets 1, I think whoever is that second team in the Big 12 will be slotted right here.
Makes sense. Who's at 9 or 10? Sorry, 10.
At 10, that's where you get your ACC champ,
Okay.
Virginia. I mean, you said a lot of it.
Yeah.
At 9, that's where I slotted Notre Dame. So Miami is still a 2-loss team. I thought about putting them in my first 4 out as well, and I even thought about just slotting Notre Dame at 11, because if you're going to sit here and tell me both of these teams got 2 losses and one got a head-to-head win against the other one, and then I got one at 9 and one out of the bracket, it just doesn't really kind of make sense to me. But I have to weigh in that what have you done for me lately? And Miami doesn't look good. They don't look good right now. So
It's the eye test.
the eye test got to come in play at some point, And right now I feel like Notre Dame is just rolling. They're really rolling for real. So 9, I felt like was a very comfortable spot for me. They might even slide up into a home game real soon, for real.
Now I'm curious, who do you have at 8?
At 8, I got Ole Miss.
It's just flipped.
Yeah, pretty much. That's what I'm saying. We got the same teams.
It is. It's exactly flipped, because I had Tech at 10. You got them at 11. I had Virginia at 11. You got them at 10.
Yeah, I did a lot of thought on matchups too. Like what are the matchups people would want to see? You know what I'm saying? And the most logical one I seen for the first round to go up against Notre Dame was Ole Miss, and that's pretty. And I think that's somewhere right around where I still think they're valued as the 4th best SEC team too right now. So I felt like it kind of aligned pretty good for me.
Yep, no arguments there. So then 7, who's got Virginia? BYU.
7, I got BYU. Big 12 versus ACC. We might as well go ahead and get one of these terrible teams out of the bracket. You know, yeah, it'd be good. It'd be good to get probably both of them out or 2 of them out. But you got 11 seed going against a 6 seed at Texas Tech, so we assume that we're gonna get 2 anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But you still want some type of. I feel like you still want some type of representation from one of them conferences in the second round. So that's kind of why I situated this bracket like this. And at 6,
Oregon.
You had the same matchup in your bracket. I think Tech probably could beat them. But it is hard playing in Eugene. So that stadium, it get loud, man.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
I don't know. I don't know how the Big 12 conference is like as far as like noise levels in their stadiums. I know it can get tough in like places like Utah and BYU. I don't know. I just don't know if Tech will be able to handle that stadium. So I probably would go with Oregon to win that game, but I do think Texas Tech have enough to win that game. Oh, yeah, I'm not even supposed to be picking yet.
I think we'll get there. I mean, I think we both knew that, but I think you're spot on. The travel, not that the travel is going to be an issue, but the they only BYU in Utah. I don't know about Cincinnati's home stadium, but there's really no other home environments. When K-State's really good, they're pretty crazy. But Tech really doesn't go on the road to many rough environments like your Big Ten SEC teams do.
Yeah.
So that could play a factor in it. But Tech has also been used to in the past going to Texas and going to A&M and stuff. So just not this group of kids. So
Yeah.
I'm
I don't know. That'd be a fun matchup though for me. Like
I think
really
so too.
Like I
Who's
hope we
five?
see something like that.
I'm gonna guess 5 is that team from down in Georgia. Yep.
Georgia. I think Memphis could possibly keep this game close. I don't think it'll be a blowout. I don't think Georgia have enough offense to blow anybody out. So they advance, they would advance. Out of my bracket though, Oregon, Texas Tech, Notre Dame, Ole Miss be the 2 games that I would want to see. Absolutely, for sure. The other 2 games I could care less about.
Right. I agree. That's the same with mine. The 5-12 matchup, I don't really care. And then on mine, it would have been the 7-10 matchup. Who'd you
have at 5 again?
Georgia.
So we got 2 of our games the same.
So on mine, the 5-12 is the same as yours, and I'm not real worried about it. And then on mine, the 6-11 would flip. I have BYU Virginia 6-11, and I'm not real worried about that. So I'm not worried about that.
So we got 3 of the same games, just different seating.
No, we have all 4 of the games are the same.
All 4, okay. You see
but
what
I
I'm
have
saying?
Notre Dame hosting Ole Miss. You have Ole Miss hosting Notre Dame.
That's crazy.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
It's just the seedings are off, but everybody's the same.
Yeah. Yeah, this is the same exact bracket. I might as well just let it go.
Yeah, you might as well just roll it out.
Bama.
Well,
I got Bama at 4 though. Yeah.
Okay.
3 at Indiana, and then I still got Texas A&M at 2. I got to give a team credit for being undefeated.
But Indiana's undefeated.
Yeah, Indiana's undefeated, so Indiana will have more of an argument than Texas A&M. Than Bama to be in that 2 slot than Bama would. But Indiana and Texas A&M, I think the fundamental difference is that Texas A&M played tough non-conference games. So I cannot give Indiana credit for having pure cupcakes. They took a power 4 school off their schedule this year just to play a cupcake, and I'm not rewarding that at all.
So what's a better win? A&M at Notre Dame or Indiana, Illinois, or Indiana at Oregon?
That's not that. It's going to be tough games in conference, in any major conference. It ain't about that Indiana beat an Oregon team on the road, or if it's a better win than what Texas A&M got for me. It's the fact that y'all didn't want to play a Power 4 school in non-conference, but Texas A&M did. That's the simple fundamental fact that it comes down for me. Notre Dame, we know what Notre Dame is as a program. We know the tradition. We know the history of Notre Dame. Indiana, y'all didn't play nobody with a tradition, name, or nothing. So I got to reward that. And of course, at 1, I got OSU.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's the exact same teams, different order.
Yeah.
That's the only thing different. That's it. I mean, 5 and 12 is the exact same.
Yep, I will have Georgia.
The right side of your bracket, you would just take those games and move them. The bottom bracket would go to the top and the top to the bottom. And then on the 8-9, you flip the seating, and it's my bracket.
Yeah.
And then the first 4, the 4 buys in the middle, obviously we have them a little different. You have A&M and you've got A&M, Indiana, and Bama all shuffled. I've got A&M 4, and you've got Bama and Indiana would be 2 and 3 in my bracket, but it's the same 4.
Yeah.
Which is, again, you pretty much know who the best 8 to 10 teams are for sure, right? Well,
I mean, the closer you get to the finish line,
right.
the more that the pool of teams get cut. So it's like you're going to be picking from the same teams regardless anyway, you know.
Oh, yeah.
And even next week.
If people go backwards and watch one of the first episode we did of this, go look and see how different it looks now.
Yeah. Even next week though, I would expect our brackets to be even more aligned, you know.
Right. Right.
So
I mean, I just looked back real quick at my list from the first time we did it.
Yeah.
I mean, teams that are not in my bracket that were in right then: Miami, Georgia Tech, Missouri, and North Texas. Teams that are in that weren't: Indiana and BYU. And I had LSU and Tennessee as the first 4 out. It's just how much has changed. So we're going to see how close we are with the committee come Tuesday.
Oh, the first ranking come out on Tuesday?
8 p.m.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
All right, let me share these rankings that came out this week real quick. We'll take a little look at that real quick. All right, there we go. All right, what you think about this, man? Indiana got 11 first place votes. Texas A&M 1. Nobody else received any votes. Major jumpers in the poll. Oklahoma jumped 7 spots in the poll at a number 11. By this poll, they will technically be in. But you got to account for the highest ACC team, which is Virginia. So I guess they kind of look at them as the first team out. Texas jumped 7 spots after their big win against Vandy this week. What do you think about this top 20 right here that we're seeing?
Well, I mean, all the way into the. Let me bring mine up here. All the way into the top 25. Tennessee shouldn't be on. Tennessee shouldn't be ranked anymore. But that's just my opinion. I don't know. Don't really have any move. The top of the top 7 stayed the same. Even the first place votes stayed the same. It was same first place votes last week. Exactly. I was kind of shocked that Vandy fell 6 spots after a 3-point loss on the road. But there was a lot of other teams that won. I mean, and a lot of other teams that lost. Georgia Tech lost. They fell 8. That was pretty shocking. Miami falling 8 spots. Miami's fallen 16 spots in 2 weeks.
You know, so look, this the thing though. They have Vandy as the 3rd best 2-loss team. I don't see an issue with that. You're behind Notre Dame and Oklahoma. Oh, and Texas.
Yeah,
you just lost to.
Right, which they should be below Texas, but I don't know. I mean, I'd have to break it and look a little more. I mean, I guess that's right because that's.
I mean, Notre Dame, OU, 2 losses. The next team is
right.
Texas. Texas moved up 7 spots. You dropped 6.
That's probably right. And Georgia Tech falling more spots than you did as Vandy would make sense because Vandy lost by 3 on the road and Georgia Tech lost by 12 on the road, and Vandy lost to a ranked team on the road and Georgia Tech didn't.
Right. But what's interesting is another interesting thing is too. You're seeing a lot of big jumps right here.
Yeah.
Like you talk about Tennessee dropping 9, Miami dropping 8, Georgia Tech dropped 8, Vandy dropped 8. All these teams though, Like, I mean, I know we said one SEC team. All these other teams is from ACC. Well, I mean, Vandy in the SEC. I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know how to feel about it for real. Yeah, I think they're just playing. I think they're playing musical chairs, man, because I think they really got their mind set on 4 Big Ten or SEC, 3 Big Ten or SEC, and then 2 and 1. I think their mind is set on that. And you know what's going to mess up the bracket? One thing that's going to mess it all the way up is if Notre Dame loses again, because then they're going to have to pivot on how they've been doing their bracket the whole time, because they're banking on Notre Dame to win out.
Right.
They're really banking on that.
Yeah, they're banking on Notre Dame to win out. And if they do drop a game, which is very highly unlikely, it's going to screw the whole committee up. They're not going to know what to do.
It's not highly unlikely. They play Pittsburgh.
Oh, that's true.
They play Pittsburgh, and we were just talking about how this Pittsburgh team looked good.
They got Navy this week, Pitt, Syracuse, and then Stanford. So Pitt's really their trap. That's their fault.
Pitt. Yeah, at Pitt.
Yeah. So that could be an issue there. Pitt's got a defense.
Yeah, Pitt is a solid team.
So we'll see what's wrong. Yeah, I mean, I think we're in pretty good shape.
Yeah, I do too. I can't wait till next week to do this again, though. Cannot wait, because I think it's going to be even more clear. It's going to get clearer and clearer and clearer. Yeah, that's the only thing I know.
Who y'all got this week?
Who do we play this week? Is it UCLA? Purdue. Yeah, y'all got Purdue, UCLA, Rutgers, and Michigan. Yeah, we can't take this team lightly. This Purdue team, they can really move the ball for real. Yeah. They've always been Purdue's always had a good offense. We'll see what's gonna happen though, man. Missouri this week. At Missouri. Oh, that's a tough one. Y'all need a tough game though. Like, I feel like y'all ain't as battle tested as probably the top 4 teams. I think y'all need to get like a couple more really hostile games under y'all's belt to really get y'all tuned up for this playoff. The good thing is this is the 3rd straight road game. Yeah. In the SEC. Arkansas, LSU, and Missouri. So we go in there, get this win. Then we got South Carolina, Samford, and then Texas. We win this game, we're almost a lock because the worst we'll finish is 10-2. Thanks. And we're a lot. I mean, I'd like to get the bye. Don't get me wrong. I'd like to be a top 4. But for the struggles A&M has had in the past, 10-2 is going to put us in. I mean, I'll have to be happy with getting in, and then let's let the chips fall where they may. So you would prefer having a bye over the home game? Yeah. Now that's hard to say because a home game at Kyle Field is really, really good for us, but weigh it. I mean, is it better to get that week of rest? Is it, I mean, we saw last year that a bunch of the teams that had the bye week got beat in the next game. Yeah, I just think I think it was like we're in regular seating this year. I don't think we're going to see what we seen last year. Because y'all played the first round, and then what? Y'all played Oregon's second game, right? Yeah. And then y'all beat Oregon. Somebody else lost in the first, not the first round, but the second round that had a bye. Like 2 or 3 teams lost that had the bye. It was weird. I think Texas. It was Georgia. Somebody. It was Georgia, wasn't it? Georgia, Notre Dame. Georgia lost it. Yeah, Notre Dame. And then I think Texas beat somebody. Texas beats. Yeah, Texas did beat. They beat Arizona State. No,
Yeah,
they,
yeah, they beat Arizona State in the first round, and then in the second round they played somebody, and then in the third round they lost to y'all.
who did they
So they
beat?
knocked out another team with a bye.
Who the hell did they beat, bro?
Give me a second.
Hey,
Here we go. The bracket was, yeah, it was Arizona.
see,
The byes were Arizona State, Oregon, Georgia. No, hold on.
the byes were the conference champion winners. So it was Oregon, it was Georgia, it was who won the ACC last year?
No, they had Boise as the third.
Boise had a bye.
Boise had a bye. They were undefeated, had a bye.
Yeah,
And
it
then
was all
Arizona State.
it was all
Oregon,
screwed up last year. That's all I know. It was screwed up.
because
That's why you can't even think about it straight.
the only team that had a bye that no, all the teams with a bye lost. Oregon, Arizona State, Georgia, and Penn State, and Boise State all lost in the first game. So every bye team lost.
Yeah, and the reason why that won't happen this year is because now with the straight seating, you have the
Right.
best four teams.
Right.
But I'm still a firm believer though that I'd rather not have a bye. There's no
Yeah.
benefit to it, but other than the rest. But I'm thinking of it like this: if we play in the Big Ten championship, our next game is not for 3 weeks. It's 21 days in between.
Right. That's true.
That's
That
a
is true.
long time. That's a long time.
Yeah, it's not like you're playing the next week. So yeah, I could get that.
That's why they gotta get the dates refigured out
Yeah.
because that's too much time, man.
Yeah, I think a 2-week break would be better. I think you'd almost be better to have a 2-week break before the first round, and then play, and then even a 2-week break before the championship game.
Well, if we stay at 12, I think the easy fix is to just put them games at home because that's the advantage right there. Even
Yeah.
if you got 21 days in between your conference championship game, you can still
Yeah.
feed off your home crowd,
Yeah.
instead of it being neutral site.
Yeah. Wait till the semifinal and final to move to a neutral site.
I mean, I like the opening round to be neutral site. I like that to be the Sugar Bowl, the Peach Bowl, and all. Because when you think about it, back in the BCS days, that's what it was. You
Yeah.
had three versus 10. That's the same thing. It's the same thing.
Right.
Then you had a BCS national championship versus 1 and 2.
Yep.
On a neutral site. So hey, I ain't got nothing else. You got anything else?
No, what time's y'all's game this week? I'm trying to see.
1
o'clock.
Probably
1.
1 o'clock. That's weird. We don't never have 1 o'clock games.
I just figured y'all were going to kick off at the same time as us, but y'all are at 1. We're at 3:30.
Big Ten Network.
Yep.
I'll probably be at the casino watching that one, man. Yeah, that one ain't. That ain't one that I need to sit in front of my TV for. You feel me?
Right. I got you. I'm going to.
Hey, man, but look, I want to shout out the guys again, man.
Right.
Rob, WT for Life, JoJo Mossberg at Level Up Sports 10, Parlay Poe of the Blitzberg podcast, Post Game of the Post Game 86 podcast, T1. You can find him on City League TV, on Facebook and YouTube, and of course, my man to the left of me, SEC Sean. Yeah, I appreciate you doing this with me, man. Every time, man. You definitely solid.
Look, we threw it out there in one of our other podcasts that y'all can find by looking at the channels below, and it just kind of gained something we decided to do, and You know, it was kind of more fun at the beginning to see how bad we were going to be with, and then now we see that it's almost identical. So,
Facts.
and it's just kind of fun to see. It gives everybody a different perspective on. I mean, with the committee's rankings coming out, it gives everybody a different perspective on how two people from two different areas. You're from Columbus. I'm originally from Texas. But yet, even with the SEC and the Big Ten, we still have it the same.
Right. Hey, next week I'm gonna switch my bracket up just for the fun of things, man. I'm gonna actually try to project and predict what it's gonna look like the final time.
Okay. So next week you want to do a full projection for what we think. I guess from this point out, we'll have to do projections as to how we think it's going to play out.
Yeah, I want to see. I want to see if I can project the final bracket, man. I think that's what we should do the next 3 or 4 times.
Well, I mean, that makes sense.
Final bracket.
We've done what we felt, what we would do right now as the committee.
Yeah.
This is kind of what we've been doing. So now, with them coming out, we'll be able to, if we do this Sundays, put it out for Monday, we'll be ahead of the committee. So then we'll be able to be like, oh, okay, either we're really smart or we're not.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we can start doing projecting it out from here on out. And, we just need to get some of these people out there watching and hit some of these other channels, go see what some other content we got out there. We got tons of content on all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, facts. But all right, sports world, man, thank you for tapping in, man. This is 12 Rows to a Title. This show is pre-recorded. We recorded this show on 11/2/25, man. It's about 8:45 p.m. right now, man. This episode will be dropping on Monday. Sometime we go live. We go live if we can, man. But if we cannot go live on Monday, we kind of plan ahead and do the pre-recorded show so we can still bring this to y'all, man. We appreciate everybody that's going to tune in. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share, man. Please. That like button is like gold, man, and it doesn't take much. It don't cost you no money. Just hit the like button, man. And that's it, man. All right, SEC Sean. Peace.
Peace out, brother. We'll see you in a couple days. Do it again.
Yes, sir.